Scared money don't make no money. If I ever go broke, I'ma take.
Morning, everyone. It's Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 11:41 a.m. on Thursday, May 20th, 2021. This is not financial advice and purely intended for educational purposes only, not to follow what I do. Intraday updates are on Twitter. The link below. Twitter will give you all of my updates in terms of entry exit points as well as major market moves. I publish those out there too. If you want to subscribe to these videos, feel free to click the subscribe button. Thank you. And let's move forward. The graph. Okay, most of you were probably, as were most people, everyone that I know in crypto investing land was very, very, very concerned about yesterday's action. Obviously, a lot of scared money leaving quickly, probably prematurely. They probably should have hung around. And in some cases, you probably should have bought more. That being said, it was kind of hard to time it. And, you know, nobody really times everything perfectly anyway. But we can kind of interpolate where we think the right entry and exit points are. So right now on the left-hand side, I'm currently in 80% of my GRT allocation sitting in US dollars. I'm waiting to buy it. I have yet to see any particular entry point yet. I need to see some settlement in the overall market to start identifying where the right next move is. Bitcoin just is still, settling down a little bit. I just don't know if it's dead cat bounce or not, but it feels like it's hanging in between the 40-42 range. Current position GRT, when we had all of that volatility, I went in based on these scenarios here, which I've now since crossed out. So I'm at $1.17 and $1.07, 10% each. Okay, let's go to the markets. More compelling here. This graph here is the graph. This chart is the graph, and the graph is basically GRT USD pair. Looking at 94, close to 95, hitting a low yesterday of like 53. It's insane what's going on here. But let's look at the smaller term view here. It mimics what's going on in Bitcoin, to be honest. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. Now remember that the graph to US dollar is really made up of two pieces of information. And when you multiply these two pieces of information, you get this graph right here, the graph to US dollars. The two pieces of information you multiply, which both contribute or pull away from the graph US dollar pair, is the Bitcoin benchmark, BTC USD, and the strength of the graph relative to Bitcoin, or GRTBTC. So look at both of these things. Looking at the Bitcoin, which is the benchmark for all cryptocurrencies. We pierced where I thought it would go. We're back up. All right, so now we have this W pattern forming. It's back into the zone that I was expecting originally to be the max pain area. I feel that this is going to be, bouncing between 40 to 42 for a little bit. What's a little bit? Maybe a day, maybe less, maybe more. Hard to say exactly, but, we have to keep your eye on this stuff. Because if it breaks below 40 again, we might be banging back down here. I don't expect us to go back down here again. I was hoping for double bottom last night and, and maybe a proper strong W pattern to play out. But we have sort of an upward ascending W pattern. So it's okay. So we're in the support 2 range right now. Okay, let's consolidate. Let's figure out what the next plan of action is. But right now, we just got to keep our eye on this. It keeps popping over a little bit. It's kind of like a tease. Sticks its tongue out, puts it back in, back up, back down, etc., etc. But anyway, point being, it's trying its best to break out of here. All right, let's go to the graph Bitcoin chart because I think everybody needs to see this one. This is really interesting. So now we're in this range here. Okay, so we've had this range in the past. We actually had this line at 1900. Let's just call it 2000 in that area. So let's just say 2000 is our scrimmage line. Then we have another scrimmage line up here at like 2500. So between 2000 and 2500, we see that as we, back in January, we tried to get over it. We couldn't. Then we got over it, and then we kind of like hung out in that range. And then once we broke through it properly, we banged all the way up. That's 3 times. That's almost 3 times. So if Bitcoin stayed the same right now, and we hit this peak here on the graph Bitcoin pair, that would mean the graph to US dollar would be $3 right now. Okay, I want everyone to understand the power of this. It's not just Bitcoin. It's the power of the actual strength to Bitcoin that counts, probably more so. I think you'll see a lot more gains. This is the chart. This is the chart we should be really focused on. Bitcoin we should be focused on too. Again, it's a multiplier. But Bitcoin doesn't have the level of volatility that I think we're going to get out of this, especially on the upside. But in order for us to get to a point where this thing's properly breaking out, the way that the price action has been working out lately is that Bitcoin needs to kind of just settle down for a little bit, right? Let everyone kind of feel more comfortable. Altcoins got shaken up. Look, we're in the early innings of the altcoin season. I anticipate us getting back over this range, but it might be some time. Look, it took us a couple of weeks over here to get out of this range. So it might take us a couple of weeks here as well. But again, it's not timed perfectly, and everything kind of goes in cycles. So you got here, you had a couple of weeks, and then here you got a couple of weeks. So this here might take a couple of weeks as well. We have to play it by ear and look at this on a daily event. So I'll continue to punch these videos out into the YouTube universe every day, and let's keep our eye on this. I have no entry points right now, but I expect that we will wind up finding some soon. I would say if I had to go in, I would go in if the GRT Bitcoin pair hits 2,000 again. I'll be buying. There's no question about it. I just don't see it happening. I may have to up it a little bit to maybe the 2050, 2065 area, but let's see how this thing plays out. And I'll keep you all posted on Twitter if I change my mind between now and tomorrow. And you'll definitely get wind of that before I actually put the trade on, so that at least you're aware of what I'm doing. And I'll talk to all of you later.